Hey everybody, welcome back. So I thought a fun thing to do today on a Saturday might be to have a vacuum cleaner shootout. It's 1,000,000 degrees outside. I ain't going out there. Hell, it's a 500,000 in my garage, but you know what? At least it's not 1,000,000. Anyway, I thought this might be fun. I now have 4 hand vacuums. I want to go over what they are, what they cost, and then we're going to do some testing on them. And to get this out of the way right off the bat, I paid for these with my own money. Nobody gave them to me. This video isn't sponsored in any way. And some of these I've had for quite some time. This one I've had probably for 10 years. And I actually have another one of these. I pick these up whenever I find them because I think they're really good. And yeah, I really like them. So find them in a thrift store, grab them when you can. They work really good. So let's look at the contenders. As I mentioned, this is the Dirt Devil Ultra. I have used these for years. These are made by Royal. They are corded. They are great in the fact that they have a spinning beater bar in the bottom, so they will pull stuff up out of carpet like dog hair without a problem. They've got a lot of vacuum. You can close that lid and then the vacuum comes out of the hose. The hose is nicely stretchy. It's got a crevice tool that's kind of built in, and they've got a paper bag so you won't fill your house with crap, but yeah, you got to buy paper bags. If you don't mind cords and you want something powerful, this is a great little tool. I love it. I doubt I'll ever not have one. Every time I see them in the thrift store for $5 or $10, I pick one up. Then there's the Black & Decker Dustbuster. You guys know these. They've been around forever. This one's less than a year old because I had a blue one and I broke it. I tend to use this one in my little computer cave, pick up crap off my keyboard, pick up crumbs of Doritos, things like that. They have a single 18650, so they're a 3.6 volt motor. The good thing about this is they're small, they're light, they're cheap, they work. They have and I've cleaned all of these out, they have a single little filter for the vac. There is no screen, there's just that little kind of cloth paper-like filter, and then that's all there is protecting the motor. They don't last that long, but you know what, they're 20 bucks, so who cares? I just charged the battery on it too, and like I say, it's less than a year old, so it should still be working pretty optimally. The next one I got was this Ridgid. I got this Ridgid because I needed something out around the car, the Jeep, the workshop that needed to be cordless but was a little bit more powerful than this, so I picked up this Ridgid. This Ridgid is takes the 18 volt Ridgid battery system. My Ridgid batteries, I have just replaced the cells inside with new Mollicell batteries. It is freshly charged. I paid $49.99 for this at Home Depot without a battery. To get it open, you twist it like that and open it. This has both a screen here on the end, kind of like a nylon screen. It twists off, so you got a nylon screen to filter out the big particles, and then you have this kind of cloth like it was in the Black & Decker to filter out finer particles, and this you can squeeze here and it pops off and you can blow it out. So it's pretty easy to clean and get apart. I like the twist. I like the twist opening, but you got to kind of be careful. This came with here's one of them here. This came with a couple of attachments on the end, and if you're trying to get one of the attachments off and you twist it this way, you do that, now you've dumped all the goo out where you didn't want the goo. So always got to kind of remember to twist that tightening and not loosening. Say $49.99 without the battery. It also came with a crevice tool and a fairly long extension for those tools. I do like that it has a round end, which means you'll be able to fit just about anything on it. If you got a 3D printer like me, you can make an adapter and make it fit almost anything. That's the Ridgid. The next one I got was the Hart. The Hart came as part of that 5-tool set I bought here a while back. I had a video on it. I'm liking the Hart a lot. It's compact. You can see how much smaller it is front to back than the Black & Decker, or excuse me, the Ridgid. It is small. It seems to have good power. It is 35 bucks at Walmart if you buy it by itself without the battery and charger. This has an opening, an oval opening in the end. It also has this built-in crevice tool that goes on like that. I like that because I can't lose it. You give me stuff like this, and I guarantee it, when I go to use it, probably either I won't find it or I'll have a tough time finding it. It has a push button release for the dust bin area. It has a nice paper pleated paper filter that protects the motor. Then it's got a very coarse wire screen on that side. It doesn't have anywhere near as large a collection area for dirt that the Ridgid does. It's quite a bit smaller in area that it can hold, but you know what? I usually empty this thing after every use because, again, push the button, it's very, very, very easy to empty and put the top back on and to clean everything, which I like. So those are the contenders that I have today. So what I'm going to do, and I never seem to get this thing locked back in. One of the things I've always disliked about this is I tend to not get it locked back on well, and then of course it opens up when I didn't want it to, and I got crap all over that I have to now vacuum twice. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to get these down. I've got three surfaces. I've got a nice smooth wood surface. I have an outdoor welcome mat type surface, very coarse fabric surface. And then as a torture test to see which one can really vacuum stuff, I've got this floor mat out of my Jeep, the CJ7, and you can see these cleats are over, I'd say they're 3/8 of an inch deep. So this is going to be a real torture test for them. And as to what I'm going to vacuum up, I got cat litter. Yay, we all love cat litter, right? So, okay, slight change of plans. Instead of this surface, wood surface, I've gone with this one because you couldn't see the cat litter on this one, and it shows up really well on this. Okay, to be fair, I want to use the same amount of cat litter for each one, and I know it doesn't seem like much, but I'm going to use this small, like a cap off a can of WD-40. I have a level amount. Let's spread it on there, and let's see what it'll do. Okay, well that was interesting. The beater bar spread more of it around than it, well, not more than it picked up, but it spread a bunch of it around. Let me clean this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so if you're on a really smooth, slick surface and you got something loose like cat litter, a vacuum cleaner with a beater bar might not be the best plan. Certainly lots of vacuum, but that was an unexpected result. Let's try it again just using the hose, because on this vac, when I move this down, then the vacuum comes through the hose. So, same amount of cat litter. Let's see if we can get a happier result than that, because I don't want to make a bigger mess than I'm trying to clean up. Okay, not unexpectedly, that picks the cat litter up without a problem. Let's try the Black & Decker. Okay, roughly same amount of cat litter. And we'll try the Black & Decker. What did I do with the Black & Decker? There it is. Dustbuster to the rescue. Dustbuster cleaned that up perfectly. Not surprisingly, cat litter's not that heavy, and this is a very smooth surface. I expect them all to perform well on this. Let's try the Ridgid. Not surprisingly, the 18-volt Ridgid made short work of that. You know, one thing I've wondered, this attachment seems like it actually spreads the vacuum out a little bit too much. Let's try it again with that attachment on it and see how it does. Let's spread it nice and wide, and let's see if this will do it. Here we go. Okay, on a nice smooth surface, that picked it up without a problem. More cat litter. Now we can spread it out a bit better than that. There we go. Not surprisingly, they will all pick up cat litter off a nice smooth surface like that. So, next test. Let's get the carpet up. Let's go back to the beginning and let's start with the dirt devil again. Let's see if the beater bar doesn't quite make as big a mess of it this time as it did on the other surface. Alright, not only did it get all the cat litter up, that's actually cleaner than it was when it started. So, before I even put the cat litter on it. So, let's go to the Dustbuster. Alright, Black & Decker, where are you? The Black & Decker keeps running away and hiding. Let's see how the Black & Decker does. Well, you know what? Better than I expected. I thought it was really going to struggle with this, but better than I expected. It would not be my first choice, but you know what? That's not bad. It's going to get the job done. You know what? It got the job done. I'm also mentioning that I'm not cleaning these out in between tests either. Okay, so it got the job done. You know what? I really thought it was going to struggle, but it didn't. That bodes pretty well for the Ridgid and the Hart. Ridgid is next. I'm going to try it first without the tool. Can you see the problem? It's got so much suction, it's sucking the material up into the end. But I'm having to keep it tipped. Let's see if it's better with the end on it. Oh yeah, much better. I did a beautiful job. I wasn't expecting it to do that well with this on it, but it surprised me. It did. All right, Hart's next. Big swig of Gatorade because it is hot out here. On to the Hart. Hart. Here we go. Okay, I don't see a winner here, although to be honest, I think just that attachment on the Ridgid probably makes it a little bit better. As far as which one got it the absolute best cleanest, I think the Dirt Devil with the beater bar probably did. It made it cleaner than it was when I started, and the rest of these got it as clean as it was, but didn't really deep clean it like that, you know, spinning brush will. And I can't really fault that. I don't think too many battery powered handheld vacs are going to have a beater bar on them. Anyway, let's do the next thing. Let's get this out of the way. And let's bring the torture test up. I think this is going to be a real torture test for them because that is pretty deep. Let's see, let's go this way with it because it gets shallow down there and it gets deep. What's that crap? Let me wipe that. Some kind of goo. I don't know where that came from. That was in a Jeep, and goo seems to abound in a Jeep. Okay, that's good enough. So, let's do the same test. Let's do it. Let's get me some more cat litter. And when we're done, we're going to do how easy they are to clean. So, you know what? Stay tuned for that. Here's my cat litter. Which one is going to pick it up out of there? Because that's the main reason I bought the Ridgid, because this wouldn't do it. Let's start with the corded Dirt Devil. Let's see how it does. I don't expect the beater bar to do me any favors here, but let's try it. We'll try it both ways. Okay, as good as the suction in the beater bar is on this, it's not doing me any favors down in there. It just doesn't have the suction to pull it up out of those cleats. So let's try it with the crevice tool on it, and we'll see if it's any better. So I've got the end closed. I've got the crevice tool on it. Let's see how it does. That didn't sound good, did it? What's going on with that? Alright, I guess it wasn't anything. I guess a chunk of that got in there, probably stopped the beater bar temporarily. Okay, I think you can see that while it is going to take some time, it does have enough suction to pull that out from around those cleats. So, not ideal. I think if I'm going to string a cord out there, I'm probably just going to take the small shop vac out and do it with that. I'm going to shake the excess out of here so I don't start the next one with any kind of disadvantage. Let's try the Black & Decker. I already know the Black & Decker is not going to suck this up out of there. You know, if I was smart, I'd probably bring the garbage can up closer here, but I'm not. So here we go. I have not emptied it, so let's try it. Oh, look at, you know, I was not expecting this. Honestly, I was not expecting this. It did a fabulous job. Holy cow. I was not expecting it to pull that up out of there. I may have to get something a little bit more weighty than cat litter, but now that we're doing it with cat litter, let's do the rest of them. Well, if the Black & Decker will pull that up out of there, I'm pretty sure they all will. Ridgid next. Let's start by trying it with this spreader tool on it. Oh yeah. Sucking it right out of there. Not an issue. The few spots it didn't, I just pull that off, and then it had more than enough power. So this whole test isn't looking like it's going to be very conclusive, is it? Here we go, last one, the Hart. Here we go. I gotta tell you, that was a little disappointing. I was expecting better. I had to fold its crevice tool out. Maybe I've just got it overloaded. You wouldn't think so. I've only got, I don't know if you can see, I've only got that much crap in it. I mean, I've only got 3 capfuls of cat litter in it. You wouldn't think that'd be too much. With its tip folded out, it did it without a problem. Without the tip folded out, it seemed like it struggled. Maybe it's just because there's too much of an opening here in the end. You know, it's too graduated, too beveled to get the full suction down on it. But you would think that even if the Black & Decker, look at that, you think that even if that was, this is getting the stuff that this didn't get. You'd think if a $20 tool with a 3.6 volt battery in it could get that up out of there, you would think the 20 volt tool would. Anyway, let's find something else. Let's put them to the test a little bit better. Let's empty them out first and see what that involves. Okay, I got a bucket here. Let's see what a pain in the butt these things are to empty and clean. Whoops. Pay no attention to that. All right, the old Dirt Devil, to get it out, you twist it here, if I remember correctly. Twist it there. Hello. Pretty sure you do. Locked, okay. Thought I remembered how to do this. There we go. It was tougher than I thought. And then this back end slides off like that. And there's the bag in there. And you're supposed to just pull the bag off and throw it away. I'm not going to do it now. But you guys have replaced bags before. You know what? The the cardboard end of the bag just pushes on that. Then you put this red cover over it. You twist to lock it and you're good to go. But you are supposed to throw the bags away. I have emptied them in the past, but after I bought like 100 of them, I just throw them away anymore. The Black & Decker. The Black & Decker, you push the button and then it tips forward. And there was far too much. Look how much stuff got past the filter. Huh. And then you dump it out like that. And you can blow the filter out if you want. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to make a giant mess in here. And I don't want to be breathing cat litter dust if I could help it. And then it just snaps back together. So pretty easy. My issue with it is all me. I tend to not get the bottom hooked. Sometimes I'll do that, and then it falls open on me next time I go to use it. But that's my fault, not its fault. Let's do the Ridgid next. Let's get that off of there. The Ridgid, you twist. Twist that like that. This slides off. The reservoir dumps out, and then you can individually clean the screen and the little cloth-like filter. Pretty easy to do, really. The only issue I have with it, as I mentioned earlier, is if you've got a tool pushed in it and you've just vacuumed up a bunch of crap and you twist it like that, and now you've dumped the stuff that you just vacuumed all over the place. So remember, always twist counterclockwise to get the end off. Don't be like me. And the Hart is, I think, probably one of the easiest of the bunch. You just press the button, the end lifts off. Look at that, nothing got past the filter on the Hart, which is kind of nice. Good for motor life. And then the reservoir dumps out like that. It's got a small screen with a pleated filter behind it. The pleated filter lifts out. You squeeze these two tabs and it should just lift out of there. I think it says here, there it comes. And then you can clean the screen out and the dust filter separately. It's a nice design. I'm starting to think it might not have a powerful enough motor in it, but it is a nice design. I do like it for that. I like how small and compact it is too. But we'll see about that motor. I mean, I haven't used it much so far. It seems like a worthy contender to replace something like this. But if it can't even pick up what this picks up, I'm not overly convinced. Anyway, there's all the cat litter we just did. I'm going to dump it back in my cat litter container. Let's find something a little bit harder to pick up than cat litter. Best thing I could find were BBs. These are copper wash steel BBs. Magnet picks them up well, so they're not solid copper. Nobody makes solid copper BBs anymore. But let's try it. Now all the vacuums, obviously, except the corded one, have been back on their charger for at least an hour. Just want to make sure they're topped up. I'm not being unfair to any of them. They're all cleaned out. So I'm not going to start on the wood because I don't want BBs rolling around anywhere. So we're going to go to start on the carpet. Then we're going to go to the mat. So let's throw some BBs down and let's see how they pick it up. Now the corded one with the beater bar, I'm not going to be using the beater bar because I think it's just going to sling them everywhere. So we're just going to go with the crevice tool. We'll see how well the crevice tool picks them up. But I don't want the thing filled with BBs either, so you know, we'll probably not pick them all up, but let's just see what it does. Oh, that wasn't closed all the way. There we go. Okay, that tries to pick them up, but it really can't. Should I try the beater bar? You know what? Let's try it. It picks them up, but it leaves them stuck up in the hose. Let's see what this does. Oh yeah, that picks them up. Okay. Let's try the Black & Decker. Let's see what the Black & Decker can do with them. I think it got one. Let's try the Ridgid. Ridgid picks them up. Oh, and it's got some of it in it. A lot of them it couldn't get up in there. Let's see how many it got. Yeah, it got quite a few of them. Let's try the Hart. Now, one thing I've noticed about the Hart is while I think the vacuum is pretty good, the way this end is designed, it just lets too much vacuum seep out without, you know, putting the crevice tool down. But we'll try it both ways. Seems like it's picking them up. See how many it got. Got quite a few of them. That seemed like it did about as good a job as the Black & Decker did. Kind of surprising. Oh, I got one left in there. I really didn't think it was gonna, but it did. All right, let's try it on the here. Let me get those up and back in, and then we'll try, because I don't want them all over the floor. And then we'll try it on the on that mat with all the cleats in it. All right, let's get some down in there and let's see what happens. Let's start with the Dirt Devil. Let's make sure the end is closed. Well, I can hear them rattling around in there, so it did pick them up. It wasn't very aggressive about it. I think we know the Black & Decker is not going to do anything, but let's try it. It moves them around. It pulls them around. Of course, they roll. May have gotten one. That may have been the one left in there from before, too. Let's dump it out. Let's try it again. And before you guys say you should try it without the filter, no, because that's just going to suck it into the motor and wreck the motor, so no. See if it can get in. Nah, couldn't get a single one of them. Try the Ridgid next, and we'll try the crevice tool on it too, but let's try it first without it. Seems like it's sucking them up while you look, they fall right back out. It sucks them up, but a lot of them fall right back out because that little valve at the end, don't know if you can see it, it doesn't really close completely. I got quite a few of them. Let's dump them back out. Let's try it with the crevice tool. Yeah, big problem with this is that little flapper door in the end doesn't completely close, and some of them are going to slip back out, but it did, whoops, it did pick them up pretty darn good. Let's try the Hart. Try it without its little crevice tool first. I've got these all down there on the end. Hope you can see that. I think you can. It didn't get any of them. I think it's wider opening with all these I think its wider opening with all these cracks and crevices around here is playing against it. Notice that this just concentrates the vacuum much better. Let's try it with its little crevice tool. There we go. I don't know if you can see it, but they bounce around up and down in there before they go up in. So you got to kind of give them a second. So what do you guys think? I don't know that this was all very conclusive. I think they all do different things better. I think all around, I don't know, I'm going to give my best design. I like the design of the Hart. I like the design of the filter. I like the way the end comes off. I like that little folding thing on the end. I don't know that I think it's better than the Ridgid, which is, you know, considerably bigger. And obviously, I think the motor is bigger as well. I have no way to be sure, but I just like the design of this better. This seems to have a little bit better suction. I don't like the design of the end and the filter as well, even though it has a larger storage area for dust and dirt. I don't think, as long as you're willing to accept the drawbacks of a handheld tool like this, as opposed to one of those, you know, suitcase style ones, I don't think you'd be unhappy with either of these. This one I think does have a little bit better suction. This one I think is just a little bit better of a design. And I forgot to mention, if all you're trying to do is pick up crumbs and stuff that builds up around your computer and on the keyboard, this is hard to beat for 20 bucks. It really is. It works, it's got a decent amount of suction, it's easy to open up and clean, and it's stupidly light. Doesn't have a removable battery, but you know what? For 20 bucks, when the battery won't hold a charge, just go get another one. Anyway, hope you guys had fun with me out here today. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye for now.